You're doing the thing. The game is running. The music is on. The show is playing. By every external measure, you are a person enjoying something. You are not enjoying something. You're going through the motions of an activity that used to produce a feeling, waiting for the feeling to show up and take over. It doesn't. So you keep going, not because it's working, because stopping feels worse than continuing, and you can't quite explain why. This isn't boredom. Boredom is restless. It paces. It wants something and hasn't found it yet. This is different. This is having the thing, doing the thing, and the thing arriving empty. There's a word for it. Most people go years without hearing it. Some people hear it and feel, for the first time, like they've been described rather than just misunderstood. The wanting didn't leave. That's the part no one tells you. The word is anhedonia, not a diagnosis, a description. The gap between knowing what you love and being able to reach it. And there are two textures to it, because this matters. Most people live inside both of them and think they're separate problems. The first is the flatness during. You're doing the activity. The music is playing, the page is turning, the controller is in your hand. Underneath it, where the feeling used to live, there is an absence. Not pain, not even disappointment, just nothing registering, like the signal is being sent and nothing on the other end is picking up. The second is the flicker. This one is harder to describe. Something almost arrives. You feel it start somewhere in the chest or behind the eyes, a small warmth that could become something. And then it's gone. 5 seconds, maybe less, before you can turn toward it, before you can even confirm it was real. And then you're back to flat, except now you know what you're missing, which is somehow worse than not knowing. 2 textures, 1 experience, and neither of them is laziness. Here is the specific thing. The wanting is intact, completely. You want to make something. You want to feel what you used to feel when the music started. You can point at the things you love. You haven't forgotten them, haven't stopped caring in some abstract intellectual sense. The wanting is there, coherent, present, real. It's just stranded. There's no bridge between the thought and the body. You think, I want to do this, and nothing happens next. No pull, no momentum. The thought sits there going nowhere, like a car with a full tank and no road in front of it. And the strange specific cruelty of it is that the memory of the feeling is completely available. You can locate it. You remember the exact texture of being absorbed in something, the way an hour used to disappear, the particular warmth of making a thing and feeling it matter. You can describe it in detail. You just can't get back there from here. That distance between the memory of capacity and the loss of it is its own grief. Not the grief of losing a person, the grief of losing a version of yourself who felt the thing you're currently holding, waiting. She didn't announce she was leaving. There was no moment. It was more like a dimming, slow enough that you kept adjusting, kept telling yourself you were just tired, just going through something temporary, just... The nervous system has a baseline. For most of human history, that baseline was calibrated to quiet rewards. A meal, sunlight, work that produced something you could hold. These were enough, not because people were simpler, but because the system was tuned to receive them. Then think about what the last few years have actually felt like, not abstractly, specifically. The unending scroll, the notification that arrives the moment you might have been still, the content that never quite satisfies and never quite ends. The way you can spend 3 hours consuming things and feel, at the end of it, somehow emptier than before. The floor rises, quietly, without announcement. And then one morning, you're sitting somewhere genuinely peaceful, a park, a kitchen, a room with someone you love, and it feels like nothing. Not unpleasant, just nothing. The quiet was always there. The system forgot how to hear it. And somewhere in that forgetting, months go missing. You look up and a season has passed and you can't account for it, can't name a single moment that felt fully inhabited. That's not depression's sadness. That's anhedonia's specific dread. The life happening just slightly outside the glass. This is not malfunction. A system that shuts down after being overwhelmed is doing something protective. The numbness arrived for a reason. You probably already know what it was. There is good advice for this. A walk, a warm drink, 10 minutes with something that used to matter. One small action taken before the feeling arrives, rather than waiting for the feeling to make you take it. These things work. The research is real, and the people who recovered use most of them. The problem is structural. Anhedonia removes the capacity to initiate. The tip is do the thing. The symptom is cannot begin the thing. The list assumes a bridge that the condition has already taken out, and the person who reads it and feels nothing at the end, no entry point, no spark, no, because is not failing at recovery. They are experiencing what recovery actually costs when you're starting from empty. If you have been watching videos like this one for months, trying the list, going back to the list, still here, that is not evidence that you are beyond help. It is evidence that the starting point is further back than the advice assumes. One thing, smaller than small, not progress, just not worse. Back to the beginning. You're holding the thing, whatever it is, the instrument, the sketchbook, the game, the call you haven't returned. You're waiting for the feeling that used to arrive without being summoned. The wanting didn't leave. At the start that sounded like comfort, it isn't quite. It's something more useful than comfort. It's evidence. The part of you that can still point at the thing, that still knows what it loves even when loving it produces nothing, even when the bridge is out and the tank is empty and the months have gone somewhere you can't name. That part did not go with her. The version of you who felt things left quietly. The part that knew what was worth feeling stayed. You already know what you'd reach for if reaching felt like anything. Hold that.